Hello and welcome to another edition of Tutorial Tuesday. Today I'd like to go over some real-world examples of using Microsoft Word. Again, as in the previous tutorial, this will be Word as part of the Office 2019 suite. However, if you don't have that particular version, it should be pretty similar to previous versions. Today I'd like to focus on using templates. It's something that's not used to its full potential in most cases. Typically, no matter what type of document you're trying to create, there's going to be a template for it, and it can really help to make it look a lot more professional and fun even. One of the most commonly used things is to create a resume in Microsoft Word. So I'm going to click on Resume and Cover Letters. And I'll just click on the first one here that says Blue-Gray Resume. It gives you a preview of what it will look like with a brief description. And I'll just go ahead and click on Create. With everything already put into place, it's very quick and easy to just simply input your own information and have a perfectly good resume. Before we get started entering our custom information, I want to point your attention to the bottom right corner where you can use this slider to adjust the size of the paper. I'm going to increase this to the width of my monitor to make it a lot easier to work with. The first thing I'm going to do is change the picture. If you'll scroll down and see underneath Profile, it even gives you the directions on what to do exactly. Select the image, right-click, and choose Fill. I'm going to choose Picture. I have a picture file on my computer that I'll use. Click the file and then click Insert. You might not be able to tell, but the picture doesn't have the correct ratio. It looks like the top and bottom are squished together to try and squeeze the image into this area. So I'd like to correct that. I'm going to click on the Format tab underneath Picture Tools. And on the right, you'll click on Crop with the down arrow. And then choose Fill. This makes the image the correct ratio. You can then click and drag to make it exactly where you want it to be. And then once you click away, you'll be left with your picture with the correct ratio in the center. Next, I have the profile information. Once you click on it, it'll highlight all the text, and you can simply click the delete key on your keyboard or backspace and type in what you'd like to, information you'd like to put in for your profile. Typically, your profile will briefly highlight your experience, skills, and goals that you have for the position that you're applying for. You'll notice that as you start to type, it will be the same font and font size that was there previously. Next, I will edit the contact information. Next, I'll enter in some hobbies of mine. Now I'll move up and start with my name. And now we'll change the job title. Once you click into an area of a subject to change, the entire area will be highlighted, and as you type, it will go away. If you have the red squiggly line underneath, simply right-click it and choose the word so it won't be misspelled. Now I'll change the education section. Now I'll go over some of my work experience. And last but not least, I will change my skills. For this particular chart, you'll want to select it to highlight it, And you can see these boxes on the right hand side where you can change how it looks and what information you want to go inside. And you do that by clicking on the filter button. You can then pick and choose which ones you want to be active, and then click Select Data. This will bring up a small Excel spreadsheet that you can then edit to your liking. If I don't want it to say skill number 1 in particular, I can take that out and type in whatever I want to. When you close out of your data source table, you are then left with just the spreadsheet itself. And you can manipulate the wording inside of this. As well as change the values. Once you're finished, X out of it, and it will be updated. You can see that my wording gets cut off down here at the bottom, so I'm going to take my cursor to the middle dot where my arrows go left and right. And this allows you to click and drag left and right to adjust how wide it is. And once I make it wide enough, my wording will all fit in eventually. You can now scroll back up to look over everything. And I believe this is my completed resume. Something I haven't done yet that I probably should have done first is to save the document. So I'm going to go to File and Save As. Choose the place where I want to save it to and name it. Now, after you are working on this and you realize that you want to change the name of your document, you can go back into File, Save As, go to your location, and then change this to whatever you would like. Please note that every time you choose File and Save As and change the name of it, it makes a copy of it. Here's my original, and here's my updated name. Now let's find a new template to create. I will click on File, New, and search for the type of document that I'm going to create. And let's go ahead and choose flyers. See if we can find an invitation. Here we go, party invitation. I think I like this one a little bit better, so be sure to scroll through and choose from the hundreds that are available to you. And I think that looks good, and I'll create it. And now I can begin to edit this one. Also remember that your previous open document is still open. You just have to go down to your taskbar, hover over your Word icon, and then you can pick and choose between which document you want to have active at the time. So let's start by changing this party invitation, or maybe we'll just add to it. We'll say this is going to be a New Year's bash. You're invited to celebrate with us. I'll keep that. And of course, we'll want to change this date. We'll leave Saturday. (31st of December). And here I'll change the address and phone number. And instructions. We'll change our contribution. And we'll change the RSVP info. And this looks completed, and don't forget to save it and change the name to what you'd like. When you click save, it will automatically bring up the save as menu because you have to do this first. You have to name it and place it in the folder where you want. And I'm going to hit save, and that's it. Now I'd just like to go over a few more things that people frequently ask me about. Maybe I can show you and help you out a little bit too. We're going to start with a blank document. To copy and paste text into your document, go to your source of text, click and drag over the area that you want to copy, right click on it, and choose copy. When you come into Word, you will right click, and then instead of hitting just paste, you actually get 3 options for paste. The first says keep source formatting, and this will make it look like exactly how it was from your other document where you copied from. If you choose the middle one that says merge formatting, it will continue with what you all have already selected in Word. If you choose keep text only, it will default to the default font and size that Word uses when you first open it up. I'll keep source formatting to show you what that looks like. And then I'll do another one for keeping the text only. If I wanted to copy and paste an image, typically you'll go to a web browser and find the image that you want to use. Right click on that image, choose copy image, and then when you come back into Microsoft Word, you right click and you have more paste options. But since it's a picture and not anything text-based, there's really no need to keep the source formatting. You would just simply choose picture. Once the picture is in place, you have 4 arrows pointing in up, down, left, right. You can then take this to move it if you would like. If you move your cursor to the corner or to the sides, you see these white little dots that the cursor will change. When that does change, you can click and drag to make it the appropriate size. You also have this circle with an arrow that will allow you to rotate the image if you choose. Something else that I'm frequently asked about is how to change the margins and spacing for your document. You do this by clicking on Layout, selecting Margins, choose from one of the predetermined options, or click on Custom. And you can change these to your liking. I'll change mine to wide, and that affects the entire document. Next, you have your spacing. You can change your indentation and spacing for individually. Always remember to save your document periodically. If you've already clicked on File, Save As, chosen where to save it and what to name it, you can just simply click on the floppy disk icon to save it at any time. If you need your document to be printed or saved as a PDF file, the easiest way is to click on File, Print, and choose Microsoft Print to PDF from the printer options. When you do so and click Print, it will then ask you where to save this PDF. And click Save, and it's there. If you do not have that option, you may choose File, Export, Create PDF, name it what you would like, select Publish, and it will then open in your PDF application. From here, you can choose File and Save As, or Print. The last thing I'd like to show you is how to save a document to a flash drive. Once the flash drive is inserted into the computer, you then click File, Save As, click Browse. This will allow you to choose your drive from the left column. USB drive is most likely what it will be named, although this letter may change. Mine says D, yours may say E, F, G, or something else. I will then choose that. I can create another folder to put this into. Name it what you want and click Save. I hope these examples gave you a good head start on how to make some typical documents with Microsoft Word, and these helped you out a little bit. Thanks for watching.